Upon the initiation of Anna's subsequent peregrination into the convoluted and serpentine Amazonian pluviophile expanse, a cascade of mnemonic reverberations pertaining to her erstwhile Odyssey inundated her cognitive apparatus. The pervading ambiance was veritably saturated with a symphonic cacophony and an intricate tapestry of olfactory stimuli emanating from the fecund jungle, whilst the luxuriant and superabundant foliage appeared to impose a constrictive encroachment upon the surrounding spatiality. Concomitantly manifesting was an assemblage of perspicacious and indefatigable savants, fervently endeavoring to assimilate and appropriate the profundity of her experiential sagacity and preternatural acumen. During a temporally circumscribed interlude of ambulatory perambulation through an abstruse, recondite, and hermetically sequestered sector of this verdant realm, they were confronted with an abrupt and disconcerting metamorphosis within the prevailing environmental milieu. The erstwhile vivacious and harmonically complex auditory resonances of the jungle had been inexorably supplanted by a sepulchral, lugubrious, and disquieting silence, whilst an ineffable and ineluctable sense of disquietude insidiously crept upon and pervaded the intervening atmosphere. The assembled coterie found themselves ineluctably besieged by an escalating and exacerbating perturbation, evocative of the ineffable and discomfiting sensation, concomitant with the perception of being subjected to the scrutinous gaze of inscrutable and phantasmagorical entities. As their inexorable progression persisted and unfolded within the temporal framework, the sentiment of trepidation and consternation experienced a commensurate amplification and intensification. In a moment of abrupt and unforeseen epiphany, they became cognizant of an ominous and dissonant guttural reverberation, which served to elicit a frisson-inducing and involuntary somatic response along the length of their respective spinal columns. The collective found themselves rendered immobile and transfixed, their cardiac rhythms experiencing a precipitous and vertiginous acceleration. It was within this crucible of existential dread that Anna was impelled to acknowledge and confront the stark realization that they had inadvertently and quite possibly irrevocably trespassed into the jealously guarded and inhospitable dominion of a formidable, implacable, and perilous predatory entity.